everybody. I am sitting here at Kerr Lake Recreation Park in Henderson, North Carolina, with the founder of Black & Camping, right? If it wasn't for this lady, me finding her site, I wouldn't be here today, and I wouldn't have my calendar booked the way I did this year. So let me introduce myself. Yeah. So what happened was, you know, I was with Black Nomads Beat, and I was scouting for some locations, and I Googled, you know, Black-owned campsites, and
wow,
you came up, and there was like a list of them, and then I looked at the groups, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is heaven.
That's
and
awesome.
I booked up my whole calendar for this year.
That's
so let's
awesome.
talk about Black & Camping.
Yeah, so Black & Camping started, it's kind of funny how Black & Camping got started. I had been with Goombay since 98 when I moved here to the East Coast, Goombay Adventures, and they do some incredible events. Well, as time went on, I got older, I wanted to do more events that you drive up to, so I kept going to Butch, who is the owner, and I would say, Butch, we need more drive-up events. I'd ask him, and he was like, we don't do that, we don't do that. So finally, you know, after asking probably the 15th time, he said, you do it. And what we did, we worked together to try to find the first location, and he actually went and scouted it for me. He came back and said, I don't like it. I was so hurt. I drove there after work, and I fell in love with it. And so I knew at that point that he and I had different visions. Not visions, but sights. And so from there, we had our first event, which was just overnight. It was a great success. And that is how Black & Camping got started.
Awesome. So how has it evolved? Because I remember some months back, you guys were talking about with this pandemic, you noticed a big increase with the Blacks and camping. So what did you see and what did you notice? And I know you're happy about that.
Absolutely. Now, Black & Camping started right in October 2019. The pandemic really kicked off March of 2020. We had a bunch of events planned, and they were all getting canceled because of the pandemic. And some of those state parks or local parks were thinking, oh no, we can't let anybody get together in groups. And so that's when I discovered, again, the Black-owned campgrounds. And then also, you know, they had a different set of rules. And so when there were, you know, I offered these alternatives to people, they were like, well, I don't want to do anything inside. I want to do something outside, which allowed people to social distance, but still get outside and have a great time. So I had a whole bunch of new people who had never camped. And what happened is they came out and they fell in love. And they go not just camping with me, but they go with all other, you know, camping groups. They go by themselves a lot now. And so what I saw from the pandemic was it opened up a door to do something different. And it's not that, you know, this is new to us, but it has attracted a lot of people who normally would have never gone camping.
That's true. That's true. What advice would you have to those who are like afraid to get out there and start at least?
So one of the things, again, that I emphasized on was to make it easy for people to go camping. And so as you can see where we are today, it's a drive-up site. You can basically pull up, unload, and camp right next to your car. I try to find drive-up sites because it makes it easier, again, for people to bring the comforts of home. And I know people always say, oh gosh, that's not camping if you bring it out, you know, a stove and blah. Just there's so many things that, you know, people say that could be discouraging. But again, for my group, I wanted to make it as comfortable as possible. And so very seldom will you ever need a wagon coming out to a Black & Camping event.
And I appreciate that because the past few big events I had to use a wagon, and by the time I got to, you know, to my space, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna die. So this is really helpful. Now, you guys, are you mostly in the southeast part of the country, or where can people find you also?
Great. So that was one of the things I was trying to even do during the pandemic, was to expand and to go to other locations. Gotcha. But we found that, you know, a lot of states were just like, don't come here, we've got some issues, you know, with hospitals and stuff. So of course, you know, the pandemic really, made our dynamics, harder to reach. But now that we're kind of open and outside, of course, a lot of people want to camp out with us. We just can't be everywhere. And so what I've tried to do is to go a little further south, recruit people that will help me go further west. And so right now we're really centered on the East Coast, Southeast Coast. But there's what I've done since I can't be everywhere is in our group on Facebook. We have a private group, Black and Camping. I set up, I think it was a total of 4 individual chats where it's the Northeast, the South, the Midwest, and the West Coast. And I set those up because I'm encouraging people to get together and go camping together. And so I joked with the group and said, I'm hoping that the conversation is going to leave the chat room and eventually become a reality. I said, I have hope in you. So again, I haven't saw any successful meetups yet, but that is the goal, that if I can't be there, at least I can connect people to get out and go camping together.
Gotcha. And definitely we can find you. What's your website, your IG, your Facebook?
Everything is Black and Camping. So it's blackandcamping.com. It is Black and Camping on IG, on Facebook. And keep in mind, Facebook has a page and a group. So Black and Camping on both of those. We venture out sometimes on TikTok. We venture out sometimes on Twitter. But YouTube, we're out there. Yes, if you check out blackandcamping.com, you'll see our events for the year. You'll also be able to explore other camping groups as well as the Black-owned campground list. And I try to keep that as current as possible. And I'm shocked when I get notified, like I have one to add. Actually, I got 2 more to add just in this last week, where people notified me that they're Black-owned campground owners.
Sweet.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's an experience, y'all. It's like, with so much going on, getting out in nature, even if you feel like, because I had a young lady say, well, I'm too bougie. Listen, it is people out here, they bougie. Camping is an experience. You come out, you let your hair down, you be bougie during the week.
Exactly.
Up in here, we get dirty, we get ashy, we get everything. We have a good time because it's a therapy. It's
no judgment zone.
No judgment zone. And it feels good, and you get cute during the week.
Exactly. So. I had a woman come out looking all cute with her nails and her wig. By the time it was over, she kicked it all off and just had a good time. There's no judgment here. No one is out here telling you what you should be looking like and doing, except having a good time.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I finally got a chance to chat with her.
I just want to say publicly again, congratulations. I know I was trying to spearhead people to go to Urban Camp Weekend, and look what happened. I convinced you to go, and what did you do? You won the scavenger hunt. So I was just like, I was so excited about that. Yeah. But yes, that's what I do. I try to really get people to go out to some of these events. I mean, Urban Camp Weekend, Melanated Camp Out, Goombay Adventures. There are so many. Oh, ArnellMumford.com. There's so many out there that are wonderful, events. Their creators are doing great things. So check them out. There's another one, Party and Camp.
Okay.
Yeah, they're similar to Urban Camp Weekend.
But she have all of this on her site.
Yes.
So if you go on blackandcamping.com, you look at the groups, you see them all. It's like a one-stop shop. You don't have to go look around. Once you click on them, it'll take you to their website. You'll see their IG page, their Facebook pages, a one-stop shop. Guys, get out there, check it out. This is heaven. Winter is coming. We got winter blues and all of that stuff. Get out and enjoy life.
Yes. We camp every month except January.
That's my birthday.
Yes. So just know we'll be out there October, November, and December. February is a popular month for camping. So just know we out here.
We out here and we are out. Peace.